In this video, we're going to do a little bit more of a relaxing tone rather than our usual like 2-tower chimp sort of stuff. We're going to be deploying 4 towers down, with one of them being a little old mortar, just so that we can get to Arctic Night and then be able to pop lead balloons with just one of our Mermonkeys. Yes, with a Mermonkey, the only way you're able to actually pop lead balloons is with the Arctic Night, with its default attack, and then from onwards Popseidon is able to do just a lot more than the Arctic Knight can do, but we're just lacking lead potential popping until we actually get that, and obviously you can't get this amount of money before round 28. Let's put a mortar down over here. I promise you won't be able to see it all. You know what, we'll decorate it within the tank of Churchill, which I suspect within this update has been replaced with a Bob Simple. If I seem a bit down in this video, it's just nothing personal, but there's unfortunately been riots happening in the UK at the moment, and unfortunately I need to work tomorrow, and that involves being near the city centre of one of the potential targets for the riots happening on Wednesday the 7th of August, and I would rather not work, but of course, when it comes to like employment and all that jazz, you have to work, even if you put yourself in danger. Round 15, pink balloons, lovely jubbly. Go down like that. Things are going very well at the moment. Even though these Mermonkeys have relatively short range, by placing them in the water, they do have an increased amount of range, but it's still not what we call a very good amount of range, let's just say that. You're going to be our Popseidon, you're going to be our Lord of the Abyss, and you're going to be the final Harmonic. Round 27 yellow balloons. We're coming up to a round in which it would be impossible to do a 1-tower type chimps with Mermonkeys, which is this round, and no, you can't gather up all of the lead balloons on Scrapyard because of the fact that you require Geraldo glue in order to manipulate where they are at any given point in time in order for them to all line up and go into the crusher, which is not in our to-do list today, so we're just going to stick with the singular mortar, which will enable us to go over the finish line. I do like the Abyssal Dweller. Like, the top half is kind of like the most balanced when it comes to ceramic damage and Moab damage. The bottom half is purely for support. You know, we're going to go with Trident efficiency and swiftness. Mainly efficiency so that we can have a low melody come back at a faster rate, because it's all attacks, not just the trident. Okay, we need our mortar monkey once again for these lead balloons. Come on now, get rid of them all so that then we can pop them without your assistance again, but still. Abyssal Warrior, then we're going to go up to Riptide Champion, then Arctic Knight. We can glue them with our ink, but that's pretty much about it when it comes to our mortar, to be honest. That's all we can do. Did you go down already? I forgot how slow this thing fires when you don't have the rapid stuff going on here. Lord of the Abyss goes very well with Carpenter spikes, which just suffer from a lack of pierce with each spike pile, so having that increase within its pierce is really cool. So if you'd like to see a Lord of the Abyss and Carpenter Spikes 2-tower chimps in the near future, then please let me know. Obviously I will do it, but the more you ask, the more I shall prioritize. I'll think about it, definitely. Now, when the Mermonkey is Riptide Champion, it's the energy damage type, so it can't pop purple balloons or lead balloons, but when it comes to Arctic Night, it upgrades to Plasma, which it can only be resisted by purple balloons. And we're just lacking 37 for that sweet Arctic Night upgrade, so those will do. And now Arctic Night, and you can sit over here and just enjoy the fruits of your labor. What's also really great about the Lord of the Abyss is that you can actually summon naval towers around its radius, so therefore you can, not completely within its radius, but just nearby the tower itself. So it's kind of like Middle Path Ice Tower, where it's able to summon land towers on water. This can summon naval towers on land, which is pretty neat. Although you do have to spend 31,320 in order to do so, which is obviously a bit of a downside to that. Especially if, let's say, you want to do a 2 megapops with, I don't know, a Pirate Lord, but you are forced to buy a Lord of the Abyss in order to actually get the tower that you want on a map which only has land. Got a bunch of Moabs coming out now, but that's not to worry. Nothing to worry about. We have ourselves the perfect defenses in which we need in order to get through this scenario. We're completely fine. May not be as alluring as my voice, but we're going to go up to symphonic resonance and hear the melody plays as it lures in the Moab class balloons and ceramics and all that jazz. BFB, let's just shoot out the Arctic Winds a bit. Sorry, Arctic Knight's ability. Does it look like the Arctic Wind Ice Tower? No. But of course, we're going to get that one mixed up. We do have to contest with purple balloons because now the Arctic Knight is near useless when these purple balloons are around. Of course, we can shoot the ice balls, which I believe they do have the shatter damage type, so anything but leads are vulnerable to those sorts of attacks. Speaking of which, hopefully we can deal with all this. All these ceramics, no thank you. And the final lot, you know what, we're just going to freeze those ones, even though a lot of them are going to be blocked by lead balloons. Yes, that's something to watch out for. Just do not... Did you go up by one? I don't know. Fortified Moabs, no thank you. Goodbye. Now, we do have money for the final Harmonic, but I honestly feel like the first one we actually need to get is Popseidon, so that we have all of the power in which we need in order to get through this scenario. And I also think that Popseidon's abilities, like total RBE damage, is determined on about, like, if there's lots of obstacles on the track in which its ice balls can ricochet off of, because it acts like the Juggernaut balls, where rather than stopping at a obstacle, it just bounces off it and then goes towards its next destination. So its power kind of varies. So let's say on this map it will perform quite poorly, but on another map, like let's say, well, even like Logs it performs better on, or even like Scrapyard it will perform quite well on. Winter Park, because it's nearly surrounded by hedges, that works really well. If you can make it work on Hedge, that would be another good map. Oh yeah, and then with Oben paired alongside Popseidon, I think when you get to level 11 Oben, for some odd reason it enables the ice balls to just literally go across the screen unlimitedly as long as the round is still in progression. So you could literally have a huge amount of snowballs on the screen at any given point in time and just clot up the entire RAM of your computer. Yeah, I'm legit quite terrified of working tomorrow because I'm worried that my store that I work at will be targeted, and I really don't want to try and deal with people like that, honestly. So that's why I'm not positive at the moment. It just goes to show you how one particular event can stem and snowball into a series of unfortunate events. Not talking about the film, by the way, but just saying out loud, so it can stem to something incredibly catastrophic. BFBs, no thank you, go down please. And round 76 coming up, and here we go. We grow ceramics, we grow cameras. They will be at some point regrow camos, and even sometimes fortified, in the name of DDTs. First wave of ceramics, no worries. Yeah, I was supposed to say question mark there. Some of them look like they were about to go away. No thank you. We'll be using the Arctic Knight ability on this BFB over here just to get a little bit of damage going, and then got some purple balloons to deal with. Luckily, we do have the Lord of the Abyssal Warrior here in order to be able to deal with them, because the top path is sharp damage type, which means purple balloons are not immune to its attacks. But now we have the most powerful of the Mermonkeys at our side, the Popseidon. Right, round 80, we have ourselves the first ZOMG of the day, and our snowballs. Sometimes I feel like the visuals are impacting the ZOMG, but they're not actually always doing damage against it, so that can be a little bit inconsistent, not going to lie. round 81. The start of free play mode. I have tried a ABR scenario where we go from round 6 to 140, exploring the new scenario there, and I've got to say this right now, do not underestimate round 139. Even though it just has BFBs and Moabs on it, the amount of them that you're dealing with is insane. I don't know how many there are. There's like probably like close to 200 or even more than that throughout the entire round, and they are all clumped up together. So it's like, it's not clumped up together, but they are quite close together, and it's a really, really difficult scenario. I was just able to do it while trying to see how far I can get with like the central champion as being the predominant tower in order to actually get through that scenario. You have to start with a ninja and a alchemist just so that you can deal with camo balloons, and then deal with the early lead balloons, put down Geraldo, so you can put down the invisibility potion of the alchemist, so you can deal with around 24 camo lead, which is a thing. There are many more rounds where a bad spawns, so rather than just like 100, then 119, then 140, there are definitely a lot more rounds between rounds 101 and 140 where a bad or even like a fortified bad does spawn out. So if you really want to explore the most of that scenario, then you're going to have to be much more thoroughly prepared than just an ordinary gym scenario. And there's also the fact that how many pops can you get throughout that scenario? Well, I heard one report, someone saying they're able to get 30.7 million. I've only managed to get like 29.8 or 29.9, so there's a little bit of undercounting going on there at the moment. But then again, update 44, let's just say there has been a few bugs here and there being discovered, which is why I am avoiding any 2 megapop scenarios, because people probably think, well, the footage that you're not showing, you're obviously abusing Geraldo mechanics in order to actually, you know, just get through that scenario, which is why I'm not doing any scenarios with Geraldo at the moment, even as like my supporting tower or supporting hero for a 2 megapop scenario. I just don't want to see comments like that or go through scenarios like that, honestly. I just hate that. And for some other reason, I feel like the rule of content creators not showing footage of the bugs that Geraldo has in update 44 is not present throughout all content creators. So I've seen 1 video or 2 videos by other content creators going over the exploits of Geraldo's bugs. I'm like, I feel like some rules are not created equally, but maybe I'm just hallucinating, I don't know. But I like to think if you issue something out for one person, you issue it out for everybody, not just a select group of few people, just because they're more reputable or something along those lines. I'm not too sure. Round 94 coming to a close. Round 95. We've got money now for our final harmonic, which is something which will definitely be taken into consideration. And yeah, oh my goodness sakes, this is really... This is the round I feared. These blasted purple balloons are the thing which I am really annoyed by. Oh, thank goodness the purples are taken care of, finally. I've never been so annoyed by a particular balloon before. For goodness sakes, I swear the stress is also a part of it as well. Okay, we've gone through the most stressful round in this scenario. Hopefully we'll be able to do the rest of this, but you may never know. There might be a certain round 100 that could be a little aggravating to try and deal with everything. But we do have the Lord of the Abyss as well for some well, not easy damage, but consistent damage. It's definitely the best one against ceramics, let's just say that. And the final harmonic, as long as its charm is nearby. Because if you place the charm outside of this radius, then obviously these lose the final harmonic benefit. So that's rather annoying to say the least, where even though the final harmonic is nearby, but obviously because of the proximity towards the charm, then regardless if the tower is near them or not, it has to have its charm nearby in order to actually benefit everything. Okay, use the ability here in order to get through some of the excess of these towers here. Yeah, the ZMGs are definitely... Whoa, my god, the ZMGs just went down just like that. Round 99 is not going to be anywhere near the issue as round 95 because of the plastic camo regrowth purple bullets. DDTs, thank you, and just round 100 left to go. So what can we do against this bad? Obviously an early ability start. This only does a little bit of damage, I'm not gonna lie. That's not a good amount of damage, which means honestly the majority of our pops has to be from the Popseidon. Popseidon, please do your fancy work here and do us well and proud and all that jazz. I know this still probably isn't going to be that successful. Although our ability is coming back more quickly because of the final harmonic. We can say that out loud. So we may be able to get more than the amount that we would normally get off when it comes to this ability. No, I should not have done that actually. I should have just kept you nearby, for goodness sakes. And then blast the ability again. Still very close though, that's the problem. And obviously that might be ill timing. Oh, that is just about done. Some of those ceramics were near the finish line there, but thanks because of the final harmonic, they didn't manage to escape. So that was pretty much an axis of Mermonkeys, with just a small amount of help at the very beginning with those early lead balloons from our mortar here. So just ignore all the banging from the Sherlock Holmes mortar here. And that is what we call a axis of Mermonkey scenario going on here. So yeah, the proximity of this in comparison with other magic heroes and also heroes as well in order to give it its benefits does kind of make sense because that's where the charm is and where it's resonating. But at the same time, this is truly where the tower is, not that. But then again, it could also be used to benefit a hero which could be on the other side of the map. So I'm glad it's got that benefit, let's just say that. So thank you all so much for watching, everyone. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comment section below. I do apologize for the sort of negative vibes in certain areas of the video, but working at a retail store, I'm just terrified, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, everyone.